Hello everyone, welcome to Old Sports Games number 26, the beginning of Season 2 of Old Sports Games. And why do I call it Season 2? Well, I figure I should give you some semblance of a reason why it's been 6 months between videos. Anyway, I present to you a baseball game in celebration of my hometown world champs.
I'm so fancy, you already know.
If you were still playing the PlayStation in 2004, there was a baseball game for you. Not a great game, but still more than anything anyone else was giving you in terms of baseball. Being so late in the lifespan of the console, there's very little innovation that was needed or even really desired. There's no genre-defining gameplay developments, no graphical leaps, nothing that would really warrant the game's purchase other than if you were looking for baseball on the PlayStation in 2004. There was an adaptation for the PlayStation 2 as well, and the series didn't die alongside the other 989 sports games like NFL Game Day after 2005. It was followed by MLB 2006 on the PSP, and then confusingly enough, MLB 06, The Show, which is a completely different game from MLB 2006, and also a part of a series that has continued until today, where it's currently the only serious baseball game on the market. It really confused me growing up. You see, most sports games are named for the year after the game's release, primarily because 1, that's the way it's always been, and 2, that's when most seasons end. Generally, say in football, you start in August, you end in February, basketball starts in October, ends in June. However, in baseball, none of the season that would have started in 2004 took place in 2005, which is why both Electronic Arts and Sega Sports got in the habit of naming their series after the year in which the game was released and the entirety of the season took place. In fact, EA had the same problem as the MLB series with a Triple Play Baseball 2000 released in 1999, and another Triple Play Baseball, this one without a year in the title, released in 2000. Sony and Acclaim both stuck with naming the game for the year after release, which ultimately doesn't matter too much, but just confused me as a child. And there's nothing really special to this game anyway. I mean, you can do all the typical stuff you would want to do in a baseball game. There's the basic exhibition, then there's the full season, playoffs, World Series, Home Run Derby. There's also a player creation mode, which is poorly optimized and really easy to manipulate if you want, say, an 8-foot-tall automatic home run hitter.
And he launches it. Home run, a one-run blast.
In terms of actual gameplay, it's easy to make mistakes in fielding, and sometimes it's hard to figure out which player you're controlling, especially when there's a pop-up in the outfield, and at the same time, I've thrown runners out at first base from the outfield multiple times, and I've given up more than a few infield base hits. I had issues on timing with hitting, mainly just figuring out the controls, and I found that I actually had an easier time with no hitting assistance rather than having the on-screen hitting assistance. Once you get the hang of everything and the timing, it's actually a pretty solid baseball game. In fewer than 8 months after the release of MLB 2005, the PlayStation saw its final North American release. 2004 also marked the end for a lot of aspects of baseball, mainly the famed Curse of the Bambino and, sadly, the Montreal Expos. For what it's worth, though, it's a good game. It's not worth all that much.
This is fucking it.